Okay, I am Lisa, and I would like to share with you my experience of going through Iboga and how it has changed my life and just my experience in general. I have this microphone to help with the sound because of the ocean and all the other sounds. I hope I can keep my sunglasses off and not long enough because it's so bright. And I have a little notes of a piece of paper I found. That's all I had. So I guess the first thing I would like to say is what Iboga is. I have asked people from different socioeconomic status, strangers, friends, family, and not one person had known what Iboga is and how it works. So it is considered a psychedelic, it's a plant medicine, and it is in its own category. So it's a little tricky because when you think of a psychedelic, you think of a fun trip. You think of maybe mushrooms or like a good time. Um, so Iboga is in all this category of these same plant medicines, but it is not any of those things I just mentioned at all. It is like all psychedelics, it's an anti-addictive substance, meaning it's not something that you could ever become addicted to. You wouldn't have a little bit and then need a little bit more and then increase and increase. It just doesn't work like that. And the difference is in mushrooms and having a fun trip, or like, let's see, mushrooms, what else? San Pedro is another one that's from a cactus, derived from a cactus. Ayahuasca, those are all things that take you on an adventure. And yes, it can be fun. Yes, it could be a good time. You could have some physical side effects, but in general, you kind of go with the medicine. You take the medicine and you go where it goes. It takes you wherever it wants to go. So the way that Iboga is different is that it's more like something that is self-guided. So where did I put it? It's like a self-driving spaceship, it's been called. So you go into the medicine and you are in control, meaning when I was laying there under the influence of Iboga and I had my eye mask on and it was complete darkness and I was hearing the music, I could lift my mask up, talk to somebody, put it back, and then get back into it. I could say, "Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Can you take me there?" And they have to escort you because what does happen with your physical body is it gives you like a kind of, I mean, I'm using the word paralysis, but it's not really paralysis. It just makes you want to stay still. You do not want to move. I was very comfortable. I didn't want to get up and go anywhere. And I personally did not have to get up and use the bathroom or get up for any reason. But I did flip my mask up and talk to somebody. Like Chad came over to me and tapped my shoulder, and I was like, he's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "It's crazy in here." I was like, "What do I do?" It's all like cycling through, and I can't get something to stop and focus. And so he kind of like told me a tip on how to get into the flow. So you are not altered, you are not drunk, um, you're not in that kind of fun experience like that. You are in complete control. So it's kind of like you tune into a completely different frequency, and it's known as a physiological washing machine. So it is it's affecting your mind, if it's affecting your soul. um, you're really going through a lot of emotions, and then your physical, everybody reacts differently, and it depends on your metabolism. It depends on how much you had to eat or drink. It depends on your soul's condition, basically how much trauma you have, how open you are to the experience, how ready you are for the experience, any expectations you have. If you have a certain expectation, like I need to see this, or I want to see this, or I want to deal with this, then you kind of have less chance of actually dealing with that, because your mind needs to be completely open, your hands need to be wide for to accept whatever comes to you. And I just happen to be in the right space in the right moment. And so my experience with Iboga was profound and life changing, and kind of hard to put into words. I'm going to try, but I say that because I was ready for the space. I did some work. I had a close relationship to God already. Um, I understand that I am part of the universe, and I'm just a little, trying to make my way here. All those things I had an understanding of, and I was ready for whatever. I have never done psychedelics. I mean, I tried mushrooms once, but I did not work. I I don't really have experience with drugs other than marijuana. So for me, I was a complete newbie. So some of the people that came with me on this experience, like that I met, that were part of this, they have done all the things. They've done mushrooms and ayahuasca and all the stuff, and so they were looking for what people call the grandfather of psychedelics, which is iboga. It's like nothing that anyone's experienced. It's supposed to be on a total class of its own. So how we all came to this was completely different, and so we all had, just like everyone's experience was like a fingerprint. It was all different, and they told us, not to expect to all have visions. It's just not the way it works. But no matter what, when you ingest a medicine and you are sitting there, it is doing something inside you, even if you don't have visions, even if you don't see what I saw, which was, amazing visuals. But if you don't see visuals, you rest assured that the medicine is inside you, and it's basically cleaning, scrubbing, getting rid of excess, getting rid of damage, getting rid of broken, and kind of like creating a, a unique experience where you are susceptible for neuroplasticity, making new pathways, making your neurons go different directions and connect in ways that it hasn't. So that's the positive. No matter what you see or don't see, it is cleaning you out. So it's also anti-inflammatory, which is one of the big reasons that I found out about it, because I have a lot of inflammation with due to my eye condition. So when you don't see it, it's working. And they said, don't focus on the results, focus on the medicine being in you, and knowing that your vibration is changing and your cells are changing from the inside. And it's like iboga is a catalyst for neuroplasticity, a catalyst for change. And I think most people are seeking change in their life. Most people want to go deeper. Most people want to get better. And Iboga is the catalyst for those things. So that's part one.